So earlier today, I watched a couple of videos, Alexander Lyon, and they were giving me tips on how to present and practice my speeches. And I'll give the title of the videos as I present. First, it was how to organize a speech. You have the introduction. You want to grab the audience's attention with a statistic, a question, a story, or a quote, etc. You also want to introduce yourself and establish your credibility by stating why you're here to present, if that's necessary, because another speaker may have already introduced you. You also want to clearly state the main purpose or the main idea, and preview the main points so the audience will know what to expect. The body. In the body, you want to divide the presentation into 2 to 4 main points, could be paragraphs. You also want to arrange them in a logical order, like chronological, problem and solution, cause and effect, or topical by category. You want to support each main point with examples like stats, facts, or just other evidence. And you also want to use transitions so the audience can easily follow along. The conclusion should signal that the presentation is ending. Summarize the main points and use transitions to connect ideas smoothly. And make sure that each section supports the overall purpose of the speech. Also, practice the organization so it flows freely. And something that I will take away from this that I need to work on is keeping my main message clear and focused. I tend to go off on a tangent whenever I'm saying my speeches, so this has been very helpful for me. The next video by Alexander Lyon was Body Language for Presenters. And whenever you're presenting, you want good posture. You want to stand straight with your shoulders relaxed, avoid slouching. Good posture presents confidence. You want to maintain eye contact with the audience. You want to look at different people in the audience. Holding eye contact can help build trust. And hand gestures, using your hands more naturally to emphasize points that you may be making. And don't cross or hide your arms. And be expressive and purposeful with your gestures. Movement. Move around only when it supports your message. You don't want to be all over the place or everywhere at once. Intentional movements can help keep the audience's attention. And facial expressions. Facial expressions are very important to your message. Smile when appropriate, show enthusiasm and interest, and the face needs to reflect the message and the emotions of the message. And avoid distractions. Don't play with objects, fix your clothes repeatedly, etc. And also minimize your nervous movements. That's a big problem that I tend to have. I tend to always mess with my clothes or fix my glasses, as you've seen quite a bit in this video. How to practice. You want to practice from an outline, understand the main ideas instead of just memorizing. You want to focus on key points so you can speak naturally and clearly, and spread out your practices. You want to practice over 3 days. It helps to calm you down a lot. Focus on improvements. Focusing on improving 1 or 2 things each time that you practice. And keep your practice realistic. Nothing is gonna go perfect. You're gonna visualize the first and the last 30 seconds of your speeches. Visualizing helps you improve, and you wanna visualize while you're practicing. I personally don't tend to visualize how my speeches are going, which can lead to me messing up towards the end and pausing and have a lot of stuttering because I'm just not ready or prepared for the ending. How to practice a speech 3 days out. Day 1, you just want to mutter through it and make sure that all the big points and pieces are in the right spot. Day 2, you want to cut and revise. That's your first big cut, and you want to edit as you go. Day 3, that's your second big cut, and you want to cut it by at least 50%. And on speech day, this is your last cut. Practice the intro and the conclusion a lot more than you would the regular speech. And this is honestly going to help me a lot because I like to do things on the spur of the moment. I don't really practice preemptively, and I'm not really prepared, so I just do it whenever I feel like it. So this is going to help me a lot because I'm going to know how to practice and what to do so I don't have this long speech and I now have a concise short one. How to open and close your speech. Opening should pique the audience's interest and lead into the main point. You're going to grab the audience's attention and ask rhetorical questions. Get a quote that fits the message. You want to relate it to the audience, and you want to establish your own credibility. And the last thing that you're going to need is a concise thesis that really shows the message of your point. And theses are something that I need to work on because I'm never really able to fully get a good one going. It's always a kind of mediocre or mid one. But this has been my video about how to practice and present speeches. Thank you for listening.